Da, 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 da. Oh, sorry. Hello to everyone. Good evening. Good evening. Sorry, we're just smoking our cigarettes. That is illegal in this country at this point of time, but we're enjoying it as well. Just want to kindly thank you guys for joining us and ready to hear our story while we are outside here. Okay, so my name is Richard, and this is
Joanie.
this is
Who's
my.
new to you guys.
We have to excuse it's the first time that we do this together. So if there's any faults or anything, please don't execute us. But yet we will try our best over there. Okay, so yeah, we were kind of put on the spot this morning to to share our story, basically, how we're living outside at this point of time. Hello, Lydia. Hello, Vanessa, Michelle.
Hi, Clutchy.
Hello, Andre. It's a clutch plate. And Andre, wow, my brother. How's it, Andre? Long time no see, my brother. I hope you are well and you're still loving the Ranger thing. It's beautiful to see that you're joining us, man. Yeah, so we just trying to tell you guys how it is, and obviously for the guys outside there that that was in RAEL, that how it is. Well, they're obviously experiencing it, and we're just going to share a little bit of our story tonight to say what it has happened, what is going on, how we're living, and obviously with this perilous times of everything that is going on. I just want to say firstly, my name, okay, obviously you guys know my name is Richard. I've been an addict since I've been about 15, 16 years old. Started doing weed and all those things. I'm not going to go too much into detail of what I have. All of you guys have heard it. Hi, Charlene. And yeah, I'm just going to say that I went to RAEL in 2017. Been there for 2 years and 8 months to be exact, and then I came through back to, started living my life out with this beautiful girl of mine over here. Okay, so you know, I was last night at the farm, and I just want to say thank you, Mr. Hall, that we could have come and celebrated your 15th sobriety, and congratulations again from our side. You are much loved by us too, and you've got the most, we've got the utmost respect for you and for the farm, and obviously you and God and RAEL has saved my life to the bitter end, and the gratefulness runs internally. So last night we had a little bit of a meeting outside, well, not outside, inside there. Set myself free. I think I've set myself free enough, Mr. Yeah, so last night we chatted a bit to the guys on the meeting, and I just went roughly around on my journey at RAEL, and I'd like to pick it up from there. But you know, I was thinking of a beautiful topic to speak about, you know, and I thought of relationships in recovery, you know, and it was kind of cool, but you know, I just thought, okay, well, then let's move on, asking a bit here and there what's going on, and Joanie Poloni. And I thought, like, okay, well, let me just speak about what's going on outside and how we are committing and living outside here tonight, well, these days. First of all, it was probably not the most easiest thing of to getting a girlfriend in a rehab. You know, Joanie has been there. She experienced it. I was lucky enough to meet her in Worcester, you know, while being there at RAEL, and it was only God sent that she actually found me. I never found her, you know, which is actually quite cool. You know, once you stop looking at it, actually it comes to you. That's how God works. He works in the most mysterious and beautiful ways.
I didn't chase you.
No, she didn't chase me, but yet, you know, it was a God incident of how everything just worked out. And
yeah, I follow RAEL on Facebook. from a long time ago, and I saw Richie with Mrs. Hall Senior, and you don't see a lot of guys at this age like want to, share moments with elderly people, and yeah, just then I send a friend request. Oh, fucking corny is that, but yeah, anyway, and I don't speak for girls or women or anyone who is with someone who is not a recovering addict, but to tell it, it is not the same, you have to learn the program, you have to know the dynamics of everything. You have to support, because we are actually the most support system. You have wonderful parents, everything, and familia, as Charlene said, but still, this is the person you come home to every night and wake up to every morning.
No, I definitely, I agree completely with what Joanie says. It's easy for us. It's easy for Tel Aviv. What's it, Tel Aviv?
Yeah.
Anyway, it's an inside joke. Don't worry. So it's easy for someone that like me to come outside and know exactly what I need to do. It's much more harder for the partner or the spouse, or let's in this instance, let's say the parents almost, that how they need to learn and live with the addict. That has just come out freshly ground. Luckily enough, I decided to stay a good solid few years to solidify my foundation. And
just to clear it out, I think that is necessary. You have to be at least 2 years sober in order before you go into a relationship, a serious relationship. Otherwise, I don't think you're stable then.
No.
Just go for the benefits. Actually,
yes.
It's all about the kroon.
Yeah, and that's exactly like how it is. Our emotions and all our attention runs straight through to one thing, and then we literally forget about our meetings. We forget about our responsibilities. I think of this because we're all just chasing the one thing, and that is the woman. Because we become very emotional when we are back down, or while we start getting sober. And I've seen it time and time again. People that have come through the program, once they've met the woman, it's just suddenly everything has dropped. And actually, last night was a good example of what has happened with that. And Mr. Hall was speaking now about betrayal. That there, and it's absolutely insane. One thing that we get taught on the farm is to do something right, man. It's the only way to do it. We can't do something behind or anything behind each people's backs, and that's what we are going, and we have to confront what our plans are. And luckily enough, I was strong-willed enough to actually speak about my plans to the management and Mr. Hall, and that's why I'm sitting here today, and hello Tani, Marlene, thank you Mr. Hall, we love you too. And Kurt, the only reason why Joanie comes to the farm is to see Mr. Hall, because he's so handsome, So we didn't have the most easiest of times, especially trying to balance everything else out, from the farm, from work, from playtime to actually get time to see each other. We have to respect the rules of what the farm has put it up. And today still, I say those small little hard times. I love the saying from Mr. Hall. As jy nie weet van swaar kry nie, you're not going to be able to accept the good times are going to come. You're not going to appreciate the good times, and that's I will hear him with nader aan die kamera kom. And you're not going to appreciate the good times that are coming, that appear in your life. Today we sit very humbly. Please excuse us, we're not the most dressed up people right now, but it's our place, so we don't actually
work very hard. So.
No, me and her work very hard, and we actually how can I say, we actually trying to work it out as much as possible. We also have we realize what our parents had to go through at a point of time. And I can think actually, with all the stress of the outside of work, payment, money, all the package, the whole package that is included, I still have to sit with the addict son that is ungrateful, things like that, and it's hectic, you know. And I try to not be that person anymore. That's why we change. You know, hopefully I haven't been like that, but
Yeah.
I think.
I see Lee says I'm very quiet. It's wisdom speaking though.
Yeah.
But I will tell you a bit of my story. Normally I went out with guys who will take me to bars and stuff, get wasted, whatever. And that's not a cool, that's a fucked up thing to do though. But if you look at it, Richie obviously doesn't go to bars, he doesn't drink, he doesn't do any of that. So it was a whole different ball game for me. And actually, in a good way, you know, I appreciated more the things we done. And in the beginning, it was difficult to understand the reason why he couldn't see me sometimes. But if I look at it now, I understand actually why. And hi, Auntie Lynn. And yeah, I just want to thank you, Mr. Wall, and everything. There's been times where I got really mad, almost left. You know, but it's there's times where I also sit in the meeting. I'm not an addict, but I learned so much. I've grown so much. I've got so mature and emotionally mature, and the serenity prayer is like accept the things you cannot change. It's in our daily life, you know. So I don't think to work to 12 steps you don't need to be an addict because you practice it in your whole day. And yeah, and it's you have to support your other half and everything. And we got a baby, not a human baby, but a feline one.
This is beautiful, serious. It's a new addition to the family.
Yeah, so like stuff like this, where it is amazing actually how we can enjoy it. And everything happened on its own pace. You know, we didn't rush into anything, even though there was times where we like wanted to just fuck out of the land and just go somewhere else and say, you know, you get like those days. But if you look at it now, we are working together, we are best friends, and I can't get mad if there's times in the beginning, yeah, so as you all know, with the lockdown, there's no meetings where you can attend, and so you have to go to meetings, NA meetings online on Zoom. So then Richard will sit in the room and he will go into the meetings, and it's like, how can I say this, confidential, so I can't be part of it, obviously, and I respect it. And there was times in the beginning where I make food and I would love to eat with him. We'll pray and then eat and like enjoy a movie or whatever, but then he will be on the meeting. But I can't get mad. Make the food earlier or later on, you know. I actually appreciated the fact that he put in so much effort into beginning his life here in Cape Town, like, which is actually one of the worst places to be when it comes to drugs and everything, but the support system is there, and also from his parents and my parents and Mr. Hall and everyone.
Mr. Hall said so.
Hi, Mr. Hall. So yeah, that's from my side though. Yeah, so.
Yeah, and I guess it was kind of difficult, you know, in the beginning, because you kind of have to put your own effort into it, you know, and then still balance it. You know, we always speak about balancing the scales, and it's sorry, our cat decided to go play a bit. We had to always balance the scales I had to balance the scales of my recovery and life, and obviously work and house and love and all these things that included, you know. But I'm glad that was one of the first things that helped, you know. I think one of our first not first dates, but yet one of our first meetings, one of like in the first top 5, you know, we laid boundaries down already, and I think that's what kind of helped us a lot with our relationship. We understand where we where we were coming from each side, and I commend Joanie, because it wasn't easy for her to accept the fact that, listen, that I've got a job, I've got a thing, I have to work at RAEL, I have to still wrestle as well. We won't even speak about the wrestling, and all those things were included, but yet she still stood behind me. I was reading now Auntie Michelle's message. It's true. Joanie has supported me through anything and everything, and yeah, sometimes we didn't sit together as nicely as what we wanted to, but yet we still saw eye to eye, and we moved forward. We, even though we tried not to be egotistical, I tried not to be egotistical about anything because it hurt my feelings, but yet I still looked at all the bigger picture, if you understand, and yet we still do today.
But don't get me wrong, there was times where I was tripping, like really tripping, and I would go off on Richard and this shit and stuff like that. But then he made me realize, like, look at the bigger picture, and look now. It is like, it's amazing to look at it, and just to go to the farm and to see Mr. Hall and celebrate his 15 years. Congratulations again, Mr. Hall.
Yeah, definitely.
And thank you, Mr. Hall. And just to appreciate stuff like that is amazing.
They're busy ripping me here again. No, Mr. Schuler, it's never like that. I wrestle because I'm good at it. And the only reason why you're saying this is because you won't say it in front of me. No, lekker. Yeah, no, it's been a hectic road, We haven't seen, I think the last month that before we moved in over here, before the lockdown, Joanie moved in here 2 weeks before I moved in. And thank you, Mr. Hall, that I could go about 3 or 4 days earlier and come sit here before the lockdown, and we barely saw each other, and literally when we came into lockdown, it was just a different effect, 24/7, immediately into each other's face. I must say the first week was amazing. It was the most best thing ever, and then the differences started slowly coming in, not big immediately a crash and this and that, but small things started working out, and that's where the responsibility of it. That's my responsibility of being an addict. I need to find where my character defects are. I need to find where I'm wrong in situations. And yes, sometimes I was stubborn, and I apologize on national or international live feed that sorry I put you through some hard times, But yet she understood, and we worked things out. But that's I guess that's what we want in life. We know where we want to be, and it wasn't actually once it actually grew further in our relationship, moving in and no work, and it actually started. Okay, let me just, before I go on to that. Okay, one afternoon I was driving around from Mr. Hall, as you guys are reading there. I was with someone, and one of the guys that was on the program, and I was on my way back I was doing all things like this, and I was on my phone, and Joanie sent me a voice note that she was working and I was working, and yet I was on my phone with the bucky. And what happened was the guy stalled in front of me by the robot, and I drove because I wasn't looking completely in front of me, I was looking to the side, and I was listening to her voice notes and things, and I totally stuffed up the thing. But it's not Joanie's fault, it's my fault, because now I have to look at myself. I take my own inventory, as people say. So sorry, Mr. Hall, and thank you again. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Mr. Hall. So when we progressed actually in our relationship and living together, the first month of lockdown, we were both worried. Okay, luckily, salaries were coming. Luckily for Joanie's side, but unfortunately, my company that I came to work for, I had a little bit of a struggling start, so it was kind of hectic, at the point, and the stress started coming in. But we always promised each other that we're not going to let money become between us. We rather not become money's friend, enemy, but rather its friend. So we're quite open, and we were speaking about it, Nana, that we need to have an open relationship with everything. I need to be open with Joanie about my feelings, about my emotions. Sometimes I pull it in, and I think, okay, listen, let's be the let's be the ox of the relationship, but meanwhile I'm the pussycat. Let's put it that way. You know, even though I'm here with a better half of mine that understands. So she she understands where it came from, and it was all thanks to RAEL that Mr. Hall and Mr. Kurt could allow her to come sit inside the meetings, because now she could understand from an addict's point of view how we think, how we delegate, how can I say operate basically. Yes.
Think, and I don't understand everything. Hello, Mama.
Hallo Tannie en Drien, gaan dit?
I don't understand everything, but it makes more sense, you know, and I think that effort you put in, and I also benefit from it. So I think if your soulmate or whatsoever, I can't speak for them, but I think if they don't take interest in your best well-being, I believe it's first God, then your sobriety, and then the rest comes.
Yes.
Because without God and without sobriety, and the same with me, without God on my side, nothing else is going to be there. It's just like that. And the other person doesn't understand it, then they're not really in it for the long run, eh?
Exactly. No, definitely. Because even though I've got my own personal goals and commitments and everything, I have to include Joanie with me, you know, and it was something completely different in my lifestyle that was, because back in the day, the other person's interest, or my better half's interest, was none of my concern. It was just me, myself, and I, you know, and I needed to change that. I needed to change that completely, because I mean, it was being selfish, number one. It was being self-centered on everything else. You know, if you weren't helping me if you weren't helping me in the way that I wanted you to help me, then sorry, like, you lost me. And it was quite difficult, because I needed to change that concept of my life. I needed to be a new person, and it was only through the grace of God that all of these lessons were coming through the form of RAEL, you know, and through Mr. Hall. Because even though he's my mentor and he's my sponsor, yet he is also a man that has been through relationships, been through things, you know. And he always says, we always tell our dads and everything. Sorry, our cat is busy attacking our curtains here. He always told me, like, you know, we always think that our mothers was never 25 or, you know, 30 or whatever. You know, we think everything that we experience now are new, new things that ever happened in the world. We never invented anything like that, you know. And so today, we are very gracefully blessed, literally. Yeah.
We have a saying here that our nest is blessed. If it wasn't for the support from our parents, my wonderful parents, and Auntie Lynn and everyone, and family, it wouldn't be possible, you know. But you know, that's the rewards of sobriety, and also the rewards of being a child to wonderful people.
Yes, amazing. It's so great. We experienced again this weekend. Just how lucky we are to have amazing parents as well, and we can't exclude them. And we love you more. I love you more. En ek is baie lief vir jou, Tannie en Drien. En baie dankie vir julle altoe se hulp in ons huishulp. Jy weet, en ons kan begin met ons lewe, en julle verstaan van waar alles afkom, en obviously to Mr. Hall as well for helping us, you know. And yes, so as we progressed, the work actually started finally coming on, you know. I think the key for our relationship is that we try to find, well, I'm just speaking for myself, like that, we try to find the joy in everything that we do, you know. We can sit and watch TV and eat, and like, we would have the best time of it, or we could go outside and go for a walk, and we would have the best time of it, you know. And we kept on telling each other that we can't take out what happened in our days with our work and everything. We can't bring it home, you know, because that's unfair to each other. If I'm mad at my boss or whatever, and I can't bring it home and be quiet and everything, I can offload onto Joanie, but yet it's not right for me to have a shit attitude towards her because this is when we need each other the most, and this is when we loved each other the most, because we understood it from the outside in, you know. Because she never experienced the day. She obviously assesses what I tell her, and then she tells me when I'm wrong or when I'm right, and I do the same for her, which is absolutely crazy. I see some questions here. Yeah, Joanie does make the best peppermint tart, literally.
Thanks to my mom.
Yeah, amazing. Why my phone got taken away? Oh my gosh, my phone has been taken away, and it's probably over 100 times on that phone, but for good reason. I'm not going to go into things like that, but it was, and it's not the best. How did I feel when you weren't allowed to see Joanie for a month? Yeah, I think that never actually happened, but I think 2 or 3 weeks was it, and yeah, no, it was hectic, but I had to put my feelings aside to one thing, because I had that instant gratification feeling. If I wanted now. I had to learn patience and tolerance, and I had to bite through. And these are all the things that I've learned over there,
And that we are practicing now as well.
Exactly, and we are a true supporter of RAEL, for everything that has happened in our lives, and how we go. We were very fortunate enough, and thank you again, Mr. Hall, to be able to go explore Israel, and together.
That's amazing.
And let me just put this out here. I think, not to brag or anything, me and Joanie has most probably experienced the most hectic stuff in our relationship together in like a year, and yesterday was a year and 4 months. No, yeah, it was 16 months yesterday, and it's just amazing how it goes. In that period of time, we had everything taken from us. We've not everything, but yet we've been through retrenchments. We've been through hectic lifestyle changes. We've been through financial problems. We've been through moving in problems, lockdown problems, and yet we still see. Mr. Hall said, "Ek Werner se hart gebreek." 50,000 rand and Werner replacement. Hey, I love you, bro. Thank you so much for saying. And what we experienced together is just it's and I mean, even though the downfalls were there, yet the uppers were amazing. Yet again, I come to the saying of swaar kry. If you don't know swaar kry, you don't know swaar kry. You won't appreciate the good times that you have in life. And we're sitting tonight like a TV, heater on, like a cup of coffee. I can drink as much coffee as I want to. I can shower when I want to. I've got not the freedom of everything with regulations, but yet we can sit and we can speak and just have it all. But yet I'm not forgetting where I come from. I know that I need to do my meetings. I know I need to stay in contact with people, my recovery people. And luckily enough, I work with recovery people in the way I work. Luckily enough, I've got sponsorships of my sponsors in recovery, obviously, and I've got the contact of RAEL, which always makes a joy. It's just absolutely, it's fantastic on how things have turned out, and immediately, I've been fortunate enough to start going down, start practicing again for the Olympics, and hopefully to regain that dream of mine, especially with all this new this whole new system that it is, But me as an addict don't smell change, but yet if I know it's changed for the better, I will accept anything and move towards it. And I think anyone doesn't like that, but we try and be the best at it, and try our daily routine as what we go. Sometimes we leave the dishes for the night, but yet that's okay. We come back tomorrow. We're not perfect. We're not perfect. But,
yeah, we don't have the perfect relationship. No one does.
Yes.
And there's fights and everything, but is if we didn't go through hard times, I don't think we would have been so close together with each other.
Exactly. Yeah. No.
And also in such a great relationship. So it sounds fucked up actually from my side, but I actually prefer being with someone who knows more than who knows the steps, and not. It's weird to say it, but I think you guys get what I'm trying to say. It's like it's so more life experience and your morals and values that you learn on the farm and everything. And it's not a PR system I'm trying here now, but it's like, but it's really, yeah, it's life changing.
Exactly. Yeah, no, we go through it. I've seen people asking me all the time what the kitten's name is called. It's called Sirius, not serious, Sirius. And
like Lee J spells it, yeah.
Yes, like Lee J saying there now. And then and also how can I say, you guys are asking when's the wedding and all those things. It will come in due time. We love each other a lot, but yet it's things that we process things, rushing into things which most couples do today. That's Dankie Luandre. Where we experience life still. The time will come. It will come when the day is right. It will come. I'll wait for the day to so for God to show me and how everything processes. We take it day for day. We work on progression rather than perfection. If you understand what I'm saying. We try to do everything better as much as possible each day.
Então is dear.
Yeah. we just barely moved in.
No, but it's very cute, and thank you. I saw Dr. Rihanna's comment before, and I do really love her a lot. I think me and her got the most of RAEL as schools. We are sitting there. We've seen all the guys speaking the language, and everything. So thank you, doctor. And she also does a lot for the farm age.
Yeah, amazing, and we can't forget the people at the farm, because it was actually the farm that made our Ach, yes, dankie, dokter.
Ja, definitief.
Yes, we will obviously trust you, but we'll wait for it. You guys are like making like it's happening next week. My birthday's next week, but not the week. Yes, but we take it day for day though. Some days, hey, like Joanie says, we don't have the perfect relationship, and I don't think anyone has the perfect relationship. I think it's the best that we confide in each other daily of what our problems are, what our situations are like, and what days we have, And some days I have a cuck day, and I come in mislik, and I'm like a fucking troll,
I remember, like, before we moved in together, it was like, I think I already started working here in Cape Town, and I was not tripping, but I was speaking to Graham and Mr. Hall and stuff. Richie went with me in the conversation, and I told them, like, geez guys, I'm stressing, because I know that he's been an addict in not this area where we stay now currently, but Cape Town and Hall, it is a drug den and everything. So I was stressing, not that I don't trust him, but you can never say never. Okay, it can happen to me, it can happen to anyone. And Graham, I remember Graham told me that don't look on his phone to see if he contacts drug dealers or whatsoever. Look at the smaller things. If he doesn't make his bed, or if he doesn't, I don't know how to explain it more in a way that other people can understand it, but it's a daily routine and a daily discipline that was learned of morals and values and everything. So that is my 10 cents of. To be honest, Miss Law said I can set myself free. I was scared. I'm still scared, And when me and Richie first met not first met, but like on our second or so on date, he said if we ever relapse, it will be over between us. And I understand it, but through God's grace, I believe that day will never come. And through your support, and through RAEL, and through your people you work with and everything.
No, definitely. Yeah. Well, that's a gamble, that the girlfriends take and the parents take with their children. It's never known, A person can be how many years sober. If he doesn't want it, he doesn't want it, and sometimes it just takes one bad decision on how things can turn out. you know, and my doctor was a dope dealer. And yes, Mavericks is opening tomorrow apparently. I think we're going to go for chicken wing. Dr. Michelle and Dr. But yeah, no, it's been an amazing adventure so far. It's been a journey that no one could ever, that I could never imagine. If you told me about a year ago, while me and Joanie were together, you know, that we'd be staying together now at this point in time, I would have laughed at you, literally, and said like, yeah, that's not possible. But you know, that's the thing. If we keep doing the right thing will happen, and we correct each other that way. You know, we look where the faults are, and sometimes it's hard. Sometimes almost I take my RAEL streker out on Joanie sometimes, and as you know, bunch of addicts, you need to say something straight. But then I forget that it's my girlfriend, it's my spouse. You know, that she is over here. Ja, Tannie Marlene, het is eintlik snaaks wat jy gesê het, want by my sê Joanie het eintlik dit die ander dag gesê van mense.
Ja, trouens die berg.
Trouens die berg koop nie. Dis die waar. Man, dankie vir Tannie se comment and thank you. Oh yes, I got my Springbok blazer guys. Hardcore.
But it doesn't fit.
Lockdown is taken in effect.
Tannie Lynn, ek voer hom lekker kos.
Ja. This cat is just jolling here behind us. Yeah, the cat is tripping, definitely. But he's smoking the place. And so yeah, we're looking forward to amazing more months and amazing still days and futures together. You know, I think our most important thing is to get the family going and you know, everyone wants that house on the hill with white picket fence and Labradors running outside and cats in the house and children and this and that. And it's amazing how the goals have changed since then. You know, me as a person normally thought that, look, you know, we me as a person normally thought that, listen, money and everything like that, you know, all the materialistic things were the most important to have relationships and to have a girlfriend or a spouse. But the end of the day, you know, it's about the connection, I would say, you know, and living life, in enjoying something. And I'm totally going out that the Joanie has been my best friend through all of this, you know. And a best friend always don't fight, but they help each other, they correct each other, you know. And there were days where she didn't like things, and there's days where I didn't like things, but you know, we move on from it, you know. And that's what I just have to say, that she's been the best person next to my side ever. And I, like I said last night in the meeting, that I will go to war with this woman no matter what, you know. And anyone dare touches her is also a different story. Mr. Hall, you know what I'm saying. Mr. Hall, I know you'll teach us about marriage. I think you've got a good experience in it. But so my message today, yeah, I would say goes out to the guys that you know, that once you get out there, come out here, or whoever is outside there, that it's not easier. It's not, and I'm pretty sure that it gets said there on the farm. You know, the exposure of everything is so drastic. You know, from drugs to alcohol to inches to gambling to most of the things. You know, everything bad. It's insane. But luckily enough, I've got a program, and I've solidified my recovery so hard, and I've included Joanie with it, where she has to catch me with it. She has to tell me. Sometimes at night she tells me, listen, yeah, do you have a meeting tonight? And then I have to make sure that I'm doing it, you know. Otherwise, you know, I'm slipping away. And she catches me out on it. She asks me like, why aren't you doing your meeting tonight? This and that. And that's exactly what I need. Sometimes I don't smark it. Sometimes I want to fucking throw something at her head. But I know, but it's good because it keeps me on my toes, and it makes me wake up sober the next morning. And let's start the day off. Next meeting is your wrestling outfit. Yeah.
But the end, the wrestling outfit, the one you wrestle in, or the South African blazer and everything.
Yeah, I will say that's a cuck one inventory. Yeah, no, definitely Mr. So yeah, we we're trying, and I can't ever thank Mr. Hall and Mr. Schuler and RAEL for all what they've done for us. How they've helped us towards this victory of starting a new life together. Being able to appreciate one another, to become normal as well. So that's just from my side. I don't know if you want to say anything about.
You're putting me on the spot. Yeah, it's true, and it's I don't really know what to say more, but I can only speak from my experience, obviously, and everything. If you practice everything according to what you have to do, and obviously putting your God first, and then it's simple actually. It's not. I can't speak for it. Please don't think. I think it's not hard to do it. I envy you guys who have that will and everything to actually go through something like that. In the beginning, I didn't even think it was this. I didn't think addiction was not serious. I didn't understand the whole dynamics of it, of addiction being a sickness, and that's what RAEL also learned from me, and also Richard. And there's times I would never give people money, like not even the call goes. Like sometimes a tip R5, blah blah blah, but like people on the streets and so on, and because I feel I work hard for it, but then Richard once gave a guy in Worcester. I think we were still sitting and waiting for food, and he gave this one guy 20 rand. And I think we only had like 100 rand left for the month. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's been hard times and everything. I've been retrenched out of the blue and whatsoever. So I didn't cuck him out, but I'm like, why did you do it? And he said, because that will keep him warm for the night. And that's why I thank Mr. Hall and RAEL and everyone who does this, who still want to be there and want to help the still suffering addicts outside. It's not easy. They invested, there's a lot, but here in Cape Town you see it a lot. It's so, and just to think that he's been there, that's a lot to know that. I've driven once in Voortrekkerweg, and literally I'm not a soft person. I don't really cry, but don't sympathize me now, but just the thought of it, like this person that I love so much has been there. And that, as I said, it can happen to anyone. And it's heartbreaking actually. And just as Kopduk says, we can't smoke NGs, but meantime, children are suffering, gangs are here. Yeah, it's a hard living world we are in.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and okay, the corona hits here now, and we complain, we are human to complain, but we can just be happy, and not happy, but be privileged to have a roof over our head. So that's from my side, actually.
Hey, yeah, no, it's just, it's amazing what some work and commitment to things can do, and patience and tolerance and definitely perseverance and persistence, to working towards a goal. Luckily I've had a few experiences with that, with wrestling. Wrestled since I was 4 years old, and I became SHM finally when I was 15. So it took me like 11 years to become there. Those were the things that you look forward to. If you want that golden prize, you're ready to go wherever and go to any lengths for it. Exactly for my recovery. That's how that's what I imply into my lives now. If we want a new couch, I'm willing to go any lengths for it. We don't have to. I don't have to sell my car or sell my phone or sell my laptop to achieve that things anymore. We work towards it. We start saving, and we we start budgeting towards something like that. You know, and we're not we don't get the paid best of the money, but yet we still make it work. You know, and I applaud Joanie for it. You know, because we sit and sometimes it's not like it to sit in situations where we don't discuss finances and all those things, but we make it work. You know, we have to accept for what is going on. Hey, what's going on? And yeah, it's I can't express the gratitude. Literally, as I sit here tonight and be able to share this beautiful moment with you guys. And we head IT technician of this diploma. Thank you, Auntie Michelle.
Yeah.
I am a very lucky man. Yeah, no, we just have to make it work, and it takes work from both ways. I think, literally.
Definitely.
And we were actually like stressing a bit on what we're going to discuss, but we sat down and we said, okay, well, let's chat like we would chat with normal people, and have a great chat with we could be there, and that's just amazing on how things and we could turn out to this. Yeah, no, this cat is now gone now, sleeping like a baby here next to me. That we have to unfortunately like feed him and then he goes, Mom. It's like a real child. But like they say, you get the plant and then you get the puppy and then you leave the rest. So yeah, I don't think there's anything much to say. Besides, just thank you that we could be a part of this and share our experience with everyone, and share the progression of our lives, and obviously share the gratitude of the moment of time that we could be together, and amazing what recovery can create in a relationship and work together. There's promises of AA, just take your financial insecurity, this and won't be scared for any society. We could speak like we want to. We can open our minds and open our mouths finally and stand up for what we believe. And just by doing those small little right things on my spiritual principles of honesty, open-mindedness, and willingness. Those are the ones that I know rehab talk is going to get said now, yes sir. And that we love life as what it comes, and whatever situation arises, we just take it head on, because there's no way around it or under it or on top of it. We have to go face it through straight on, head on, and sometimes we don't like it, but yeah, what can we do? And we love you guys lots as well.
Yeah.
Literally, we love you guys lots as well, and I just want to say thank you that we could share, and thank you to Mr. Hall and to Shula and to the rest of the RAEL people. And obviously RAEL, thank you for saving my life, and thank you that I could have this beautiful opportunity. Got my kitten, got my girlfriend, got my place, and it's just it's the most amazing thing in the world. It's the most amazing thing. So yeah. So I hope you guys wil jy nog baie sê vir die mense? Of wil jy nog? Yeah. If you guys want to ask, we've got like 10 minutes left. Anyone want to ask something? We're more than welcome to think. Obviously I know Mr. She is. And she thinks that you are handsome, so we're going to leave it. Thank you, Mick and Frank. God bless you as well. And thank you for joining us, Sarah as well. And we love you guys a lot, and thank you for listening to our story. Sorry, just the battery's running flat on the laptop. It's a miracle that I haven't solved it yet. But yes, like Andrew, I hope you're well, and you guys are a real testimony to us all. Let us just change this quick over here. Would you marry me, Doctor? Oh my gosh, what? That's a hectic situation asking there. Okay.
Let me just change.
Yeah. Sorry guys, we're busy with washing and everything like that. Yeah, so anyone want to ask anything? Sure thing to speak or want to say anything? I normally have got a lot to say, but it's not about me, it's about us over here. And that what we got, yeah? Oh, look.
Oh, we just got a proposal.
Yay! It's amazing, man.
Well done, Mr.
Congrats. Congrats, you guys. Rihanna, the tour you're waiting. It's amazing. Amazing. Yeah. So we stay in an absolutely beautiful flat, actually, apartment. Staying just past Richwood in a place called the Zig. Security is amazing. Yes, at night times we hear the noonies going crazy, but luckily we've got great security and everything. You know, we pay a little bit much, but it's everything else included. I keep looking after my wife and making sure she's safe, you know, and that we could sleep. Yeah, how long? Gosh, great one. Took 2 weeks, bro. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Yeah. So yeah, it looks like everyone is just saying thank you, and thank you that you guys have joined. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
And hope you guys have a beautiful night left, and eager to see who else is going to share. And God bless everyone for the rest of your night, for the rest of days. Keep the sobriety high, and know that we love you guys all for everything that you have done. Okay. So I just want to say, lekker guys. Thank you, Garth. Have a lovely night. Yeah, Shula. This thing is. Oh my gosh. Miss you too, Auntie Michelle.
Yeah.
Literally, would like to see you guys again. And yeah, everyone's not taking me out on my things. My ball, I injured myself and my balls turned blue. I think that's a new definition of blue balls. Okay, we can wait till a bit. I'm just going to toilet te gaan.
Dankie Tannie Marlene. Ek sal hom ook mooi oppas.
Wat sê julle? Lekker klatsie, slaap lekker my broer.
Lekker klats.
Ek sal so maak Tannie, ek beloof. Ek kyk mooi na hom. Ek hoop hy kyk na hom,
Ja, jy doen. Ja, jy doen.
This is the most best thing that has ever happened to us. Hulle sê jy moet praat. Sê iets hier. Wat is dit? It's okay. You're in too. All right. Okay, now then I'm going to end this now. Yeah. Thank you very much, guys, for the most beautiful time of our lives, and thank you that we could share the stories with you guys. I hope this could help people outside there, and I guess it's just a message of hope to show that, listen, whatever your head comes to, it will happen. There's always a way out. There's always a way to progress, and it's never too late to change. And you know, from someone that came from the streets back to Protea Colors in wrestling, you know, it takes hard work and it takes determination to get it. Joanie, you're the other best looking.
You pretty baby.
Second to me. It's a pleasure, guys. Pleasure. Lekker. Guys, have a lovely night. And I miss you, Charlene. Miss you, Clive, if you're watching.
Yeah.
Guys must give us a call. You don't love us anymore. En dankie Tannie.
Ons is baie waar, ja.
Ons is baie lief vir Tannie en dankie weer vir 'n lekker awesome naweek ook. En ek kan nie vir julle wag om hierdie naweek te sien nie. Yeah.
Richie raak uit die naweek, hy raak 30.
I'm spending my last few days of the 20s. I'm turning 30 on Sunday, and yeah, man, we by the grace of God, I've got my life right, and my mom can sleep peacefully tonight. No, I know. No, she has answered, Mr.
She said for sure.
You must look there. Must go look.
Dag Annie, Lynn.
Good night, Ma. Sleep well. Love you lots. And thank you for everything that you have done for me and Joanie. And thank you for everything that you have done personally for me. I can't, my gratitude, and I know I'm not the best. Yay! Lekker, Dr. Joanie. I love it, man. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is it.
That's it.
Have a lovely night, guys. Sleep well. We love you guys lots.
Love you guys.
And hopefully you guys can trend this video. Just remember to share it. To share it to people. Show that this love is possible. And through God's grace, we are all happy and sober and free. I love you lots, guys. See you. Congrats, Doctor. Congrats, Mr. Hall. Love you guys.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.